The highly popular Kabooms are trackable? Let's talk about it. Hello to all my sports card collectors, investors, all of my collectibles friends. We are back again. It is another day. It is another sports card video. How are we doing? We've almost made it to the weekend. Guys, if you're new here, you're looking for daily sports card collectible style videos, you have come to the right place. Hit the big red button down below, the subscribe button. Also connect with me on IG at SportsCardDad, and I'm also on Twitter, the SportsCardDad. Also, big thanks to today's channel sponsor, Drip Marketplace. Got to check them out. It's a live buying, selling platform. A lot of variety on this site, whether it be sports cards, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, comic books, all sorts of different variety here. So definitely check it out. And I've got $15 off your first purchase. If you use my link, I will put it on the screen as well as the video description, and I will pin it in the comments. So definitely check out Drip today. All right, Sports Card Radio did some nice sleuthing here. There is Crown Royale product, Kabooms that are coming out of this product, and there's been a little bit of what AIH Sports might call hanky-panky, and we are trying to get to the bottom of it. It's interesting stuff.
You be the judge. Right to unsolved mysteries.
For me, a lot of this kind of conversation started with the Backyard Breaks live stream. I was on Sports Card Radio's live stream going back a few weeks now, and we were kind of talking about the possibilities of, the logo mans and, being in certain product. Could somebody have an idea of which product they're in? Could they be kind of pushed out to different places? And there's a lot of different pushback. A lot of people are doing all sorts of different math equations as to how is it possible that Backyard can pull all these big kind of product hits of the most popular players. And when you look at the odds of those things, then, there's some statisticians that say it's absolutely possible. There's some that are like, absolutely not. So it's interesting debate. And I think that is what is great about this sort of stuff is it allows everybody to throw in their 2 cents, whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent. It's good to have these sorts of conversations. Not having the conversations keeps everybody in the dark. And especially with this sort of stuff, because with breaking, the thing is that you're buying into a break with a certain set of perceived odds going into that break. And you understand that, odds of getting a Logo Man card or getting a 1-of-1 Black Prism or whatever are very, very low. But the thought is that it's an honest shot at getting one of these cards. So if there is some BSery, I'll throw that in, use that as a word. If there is BSery going on, you definitely want to know that because people spend a ton of money on breaks. And again, it's not that it's necessarily even the breaker's fault. The breaker might not have any sort of idea as to what is going on as far as this stuff goes. But again, today we have another example here of markings on Crown Royale boxes that kind of point to a nice 100%, 90%, 95% shot at getting a Kaboom. And what kind of gave it away here recently was there was a breaker that actually, I guess somebody called into a breaker and was like, hey, I want to, break Crown Royale, had them hold up the boxes, and they're like, I don't really like that one because I'm superstitious. I love it. But I do like that one. And then, of course, the breaker opens it and it's got a Kaboom magically inside it. And so as Sports Card Radio had reported, the tell, like in a poker game on the box was the NBA logo has a serial number, letters and numbers, and whatever there's a sequence to it that gives that thing away. It's similar to, I think about this too when I was a kid, like what's comparable? And I remember that grown men used to go into the Walmarts and the Kmarts of the world. That was back when Kmart was actually big time with blue light specials. And they would search packs. So it's not that you had refractors or you had 1-of-1s to find in 1990, but what you were looking for, kind of those big rookie cards. And just like we talked about with 86 Fleer, kind of having that sequence to where okay, if it follows this sequence, then it should have a Michael Jordan rookie card or it should have a Michael Jordan sticker or whatever. It's kind of similar. It's kind of a similar game. There's gamemanship with some of this stuff. And it looks as if with Panini products in this case, and then look, we had marked packs that were Topps products going back a week ago or whatever. I made a video. Somebody had made they were opening up packs and one of them had a red mark on it. just so happened to have a giant refractor card, just so happened to have a monster hit inside of it. And the guy was like, oh, wow, this is weird. It seems to me as we kind of dig in and we get more information on this stuff that it certainly is possible that the manufacturers are tracking where some of these hits are going. And maybe I've heard people say like, hey, maybe it's just a way for the manufacturers to make sure that they put the hits in the product. And that's fair enough. I mean, look, we also have the other side of the coin where Topps Update came out and it didn't have the short print rookie cards in it. There was a mistake at the manufacturer. It actually didn't have the short prints in it. And so that caused all sorts of problems. So yes, maybe there is a way for them to figure out, hey, this is how we're kind of doing our inventory to make sure that we're putting the hits in the product. But again, as I had talked about on Sports Card Radio's live stream, going back to the backyard break stuff, I kind of brought up an Ocean's 11 style inside job where people that are working there, might have that knowledge and be able to pass that knowledge on to people on the outside. Not very ethical, but would it be outside of the realm of possibility that that could happen? And now I've actually heard a lot of people kind of take that stance. It's an inside job. So I feel like I'm somewhat responsible for that. Just going back to that live stream, I've heard a bunch of podcasters, YouTubers all over just talking about it. Maybe it's people at the printing company, exactly what I had said. I'm kidding. I'm not taking all the ownership. I'm not some genius. There was a lot of people talking about that Monopoly board scam going back where you buy, a large Coke and it's got the tickets on it. You pull it off and you get a Boardwalk or Park Place or whatever. And some of them have magical tickets that you win $100,000. The only problem is that nobody was winning those because the people running it on the inside had it rigged and were handing it out to their buddies and then getting kickbacks. Anyway, the whole point is all these conspiracy type tinfoil hat type theories, they're all crazy until they're true. The thought of somebody actually running a game basically on that Monopoly game, going back that McDonald's thing, and McDonald's had no idea. They had no idea what was going on. But the thought back then that somebody was running some sort of a scam on that, it didn't cross anybody's mind. It wasn't even it was on nobody's radar. So the thought is now we've got sports cards where we've got literally $1 million cards, multi-million-dollar cards in some instances that are hiding. These lottery tickets are hiding in these boxes and in these cases. Any sort of edge you can get, it's kind of like athletes. Everyone's like, oh man, I'm so disappointed in so-and-so athlete for using PEDs. They're all looking to get ahead. I'm not saying they're all taking PEDs, but they're looking to get ahead, to extend their careers. They make millions of dollars. They're trying to extend their career, or they're trying to be the best that they can be. Everybody's looking for an edge. Why would it be any different in the world of sports cards? And like I said, this goes back to the 80s and 90s with guys literally searching packs. They weren't just buying a bunch of cases and opening. They were trying to search rack packs to find that sequence. Oh, okay, I've got, this rookie card is in this pack based on the sequence. They would literally search packs. Because I remember as a kid, that was the thing that would go around. I was literally a 10-year-old kid. I walk into Walmart and I'd be like, man, it looks like, me and my buddies would be like, these look like they've been searched, because they were like, and some of them even had been opened and resealed. People did some stupid things back then. But again, there's a lot more money in this now than there was back then. So this, again, just kind of opens up more discussion. And I think that it's good discussion to have because, again, we're talking about people that are buying into breaks that are spending a lot of money, $300, $400, $500 a spot. We're not talking about $10 to buy into a team. You're talking about some serious cash, and you want to make sure that it's fair. And so let me know in the comments, do you think that there's other products that have a tell, so to speak? Or is it possible that there's people that just have inside knowledge? They have inside information. They work for the printing company. They work for the manufacturer. They work for the packing company, whatever it is, and they figure out hey, this is interesting. They have that knowledge. Someone has passed that knowledge on to them, and are they passing that on to somebody else? We don't really know. And again, great job to Sports Card Radio for reporting and kind of finding out more of these details and then having the interviews. I like how they've added that into their videos as well. I have gone back and forth a little bit of them. We talked about doing kind of an individual stream. They are going to be on AIH Sports tomorrow. I believe it's tomorrow night. They're going to be on for a live stream. And I would also like to have them on my channel at some point in the future as well. And so we'll see where it goes. But anyway, stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.